gets me excited is that initial layout. I've made a template, I've drawn it out by hand, and I have whatever piece of metal I'm working with, and I start to lay it out on the metal, preparing to cut it or preparing to bend it or preparing to heat it. Right then is when I am the most driven, because I'm about to turn this piece of raw stone or raw mineral into something beautiful. And that idea is just so exciting to me. My name is William Livingston. I make home and garden decor out of metal. Well, I've been in the trades for going on 30 years. I was working up at one of the uranium mines. It was 2 weeks in and a week out, and I came home one week and my daughter didn't recognize me. She started crying, "Who was this strange man?" So I decided I wasn't going to be just some stranger to my children and my wife. I decided I was going to find a way to work in town. So I got into custom fabricating. I did some metal work, created some custom pieces. My grandpa really had a thing for gardening, so I thought, you know what, let's try that. Let's see how flowers turn out. There was a huge amount of trial and error. My art has evolved immensely since when I first started. It's embarrassing to see where I've come from. It's the work of a child to the work of, and I don't want to sound pretentious, but I do consider myself an artist now. I've developed and I've worked at it, and I've put in the hours, I've put in the time, and it's become art. And my confidence has definitely soared in it. Just like a construction job, art is a bunch of small parts put together. And you have to be able to understand that you don't just make one big piece. You make all the little bits first, and then that makes one big piece. I think that's the biggest thing that translated over to art. I find my inspiration in nature. When I was younger, I would just go camp with just a tent. It's always been where I've been most comfortable, is alone in nature. I get inspiration from my community here at Makerspace. It's a collective of artists and makers that all come together to share a common space. People here do a lot of great stuff, and you see something and you're, can I incorporate that in my work? Is there some way that I can be inspired by that and put it into my piece? Or a new technique you see somebody doing, you learn a new technique of how to do something. What I enjoy the most about this craft is when everything is done and I've finished what I'm making, I can look at it and I can say to myself, I made that. I made this piece of work. I copied the greatest things out there, nature, flowers, fauna, and I made something that I'm happy with. I feel more reliable as a husband and as a person, and that makes me feel really great that I can be here as part of society. I wanted to stay home, and I found something that people like, and I found something I enjoy doing, and turned it into what it is. I wake up every day and I'm still happy to do it. It makes me happy. If someone is interested in starting their own journey, to create things, to make art, to find out what they can do, my advice would be to go for it.